Hey everybody, this is Ethan with the Boncho Boys. We've got another game coming to you here. In this one, I'll be piloting four Great Dragons against David's Blue Hybrid featuring Zudomon.
And hello everyone, this is Charles with the Boncho Boys. I'll also be here helping to commentate the video. Alrighty, this is a little spicy matchup. Let's see how this goes. We have this blue hybrid has the newly unrestricted Tommy featured in it, so let's see how it does against four Great Dragons, which has kind of been around since EX3, but it got a new card in BT14 alongside with the new Patamon yellow vaccine support, so let's see how it does.
Yep, we're seeing a couple of those right out the gate here on the four Great Dragon side.
Yep, see the BT14 TK set up with the Patamon Erasing, amazing start. Push out, check security. Gets the Evo for free.
Into the Vidra. And yeah, that definitely feels great when you have that in security. You get your Wind Digivolving effect, you get all of the memory gain, and then you get a search on top of that. So that's really nice.
Plus the 2 memory you gain off of the Patamon Inherit and the TK suspending itself. It's just so much free value.
Yeah, and you'll notice I also, I think I threw another Vidra into the bottom of security there. I always like to keep one available for any future Patamon whenever I can.
And on the blue hybrid side, drop Sorai. That's turn. Alright, going to another Patamon Raising.
Setting up here with the Davis. Then we have that Vidra that was put in there earlier, so more memory gain, more search. This matchup ends up being kind of interesting because you'll notice with Blue Hybrid, of course, you're getting a lot of source strips. So four Great Dragons normally likes to kind of stack up, multiple stacks of inherits, so you can be getting multiple memory gains, multiple draws, things like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the source strip kind of prevents you from doing that. Going off a search here, Patamon sometimes feels kind of bad as a searcher. There's not a lot of hits on that particular card. You get Woman or any of your four Great Dragons, so that's your sixes or your file.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with the 4 Great Dragons deck. They have the searchers either hit one half of your deck and the other searchers hit the other half, so you'll just miss a lot of the time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually really liking the Kudamon because he can hit any of your Digimon, including your threes and Venusmon, which is really nice, as well as picking up those TKs, which is important too. I think in this build I'm running 3-3 on Kudamon and the EX3 Patamon, but I think for the future I would probably swap to 4 Kudamon just because it's much more consistent searcher.
Mm-hmm. Continuously locking blue hybrid, not doing anything.
Yep, blue, when you have the sec attack blanket, it feels pretty bad because, it doesn't really matter how many bodies you have or how many swings you can get if none of them are doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't use the trial there. Normally you would drop the trial when it's deleted, but in this case I was saving it in hand so that I could go into Angelwoman here in a moment and delete the shell. I can't think of the name of that card offhand. Siakomon. Oh, and there was I had whiffed the search, or I had forgotten to do the search rather, but. Yeah, Vidramon feels really nice as a searcher in this deck, particularly with the new Patamon, because you're getting to go into him for free, which is great. And then, unlike a lot of the other ones, he can pick up himself, he can pick up the Arrow Vidramon, and then he can also grab both of the 6s as well as Trial. But because of the way his search works, you can actually get, for example, you could get Magnadramon and Goldramon, because one would be the 4 Great Dragons and the other would be a Yellow Dramon. So he actually feels really nice. On the other hand, with the new Patamon, the Gatomon actually feels a lot worse because it just hasn't been played, no win Digivolving. So if you hit it in security, you're not getting a lot out of it other than just going with the tier. Yep, so basically there he just didn't have enough stun to prevent all those swings, so just swung past for game.
Yep. Alright, moving on to game 2.
So here you can see where that searching can be really bad, just completely whiffed there on the Gatomon. And also you can see where that Bukamon egg is really nice. He's able to just swing a floodgate and not care because he knows it's got jamming.
Yes.
And then I kind of had a feeling he had the Zudomon, but in that situation I'm like, well, I've got to check into it anyway, because if I don't make it pop out now, then he'll just bounce whatever I put on the board. So he did have it. He saved his floodgate with that, and just a huge tempo swing. So you can kind of see the power of the ace cards there, and I feel like particularly with blue hybrid, Zudomon it's actually a really nice new tool because you can just go into a 4, swing it, and then if it lives, you've got a ace live on the board. Of course, that's going to be really big for Blue Flare as well, having the potential to, float their 4s and threaten like that. But yeah, a lot of early aggression here, just basically checking down security, and that is one thing with 4 Great Dragons. When you don't have security, there's not a lot you can do. So you can see there that was just a very quick game. The Zudomon punish pretty much ended that before it really even started.
Yep. Not really much to say there. All right, tied up 1 apiece. Game 3. Players are the mull. Right, feather hands for both. Got the Pata start into training. Okay, it's ATK. That's good. Pretty good start for blue as well. So drops the Siako, so no using that training yet, but then you can just respond with the TK, check security, try and set up.
Yeah, the Siako actually was hurting me a lot here in this game. I remember the blocking the trainings is actually pretty big. I think we'll maybe see some comeback of that card. I know it had been big in the past, and I think with trainings coming out, being able to just block that progression is actually pretty nice.
Alright. Just doing some source stripping, trying to control the board.
Getting to see the Goldramon finally here. I think that's the first time he's come out in these matches. He's kind of he's not as good as the security blanket lockdown stuff, but he can, you know, just spawn some extra checks for game, or if you just need to get some pressure in.
Yep, sure.
So we're running out of security at this point, but can hold them at bay with security attack minus. So you know, there's at least got that going for it. Cycling that last security. As long as you have at least one in there, you can do that. Once you get down to 0, you aren't able to activate your TK anymore. So you'd have to recover another card at that point to be able to utilize a lot of your effects. So you really want to keep at least one, if at all possible. And I guess the flip side of that is if you're playing against this type of deck, if you can just, you know, swing out all their security as quick as possible, even if you don't close game, it's going to make it much harder for them to do anything. The what's it, Sora Joes. Yeah, the Sora Joes here were really big too. Just basically giving him extra memory every turn. You see he's got 2 right now, so that's just 4 free memory on top of the Davis. Means he's pretty much starting at a guaranteed 7 memory every turn, so he has a lot to work with. But on the flip side, he has almost no hand, and that's one thing that that you can kind of run into with well, really any hybrid deck, but just eating up your hand really quickly when you're hard playing all these tamers.
Swing into the Sora, right? But he's still fine.
Yeah, if I recall, I actually had the checks necessary to close game that turn, but I didn't want to risk it on hitting something in security, so I'm glad I didn't, because obviously I hit the Sora there. And if I recall correctly, I think this turn, I'm pretty sure this is when, at this point, David is trying to draw through deck as quickly as he can. He's trying to get into his one of, what's that old, it's the BT4, BT5, the boss where if you don't have sources you can't swing.
Zulong?
Oh, no, not Zulong.
Oh, Hexablow?
Yeah, Hexablow. Yeah, he's trying to draw into his Hexablow. We had done some practice games before this match, and Hexablow actually shuts down 4 Great Dragons pretty hard because you can't drop any rush fixes. So he's trying to draw into that to help stave off my aggro. He does get some stuns here to help prevent me from actually gaming him. Yeah, and you can see, I think this is a really good demonstration of the power of blanket effects when he has whatever he's at now, six Digimon, like 4 Tamers on board, and just holding on to that one security here at the end. Yeah, and here's the turn where he's doing a lot of heavy cycling here as well, trying to get into that. Four TKs for free 4 memory. That feels pretty nice.
Pretty busted, yeah.
Yeah, the more TKs you have, like the longer the game goes. The fact that each of those essentially stacks on the previous is pretty insane. And decks that have more ways to recover, like the Seraphimon deck, obviously they can make a lot of use of that, even without having to play further copies of the Tamer. Yeah, so right there, he goes into the Ozolong and activates the Wind Digivolving effect, but he forgets that I still have the Venusmon on board, so he's not actually able to do it. So it ends up passing turn. Unfortunately for him, that was the one draw he needed to get into the Hexablow. So if he had had, one more draw there, then then he would have gotten it. If he just could have gone one card deeper, on something other than the Ozolong.
Yes, sure.
I think he had 4 memory to work with too, or something. So yeah, if you'd had just any other draw. He does have the Ice Wall here, but I just have too much memory at this point, so it's not able to prevent the swings for game. That was a really long match in real time without the edits. I think that was like a 45-minute game there at the end. So
Yeah, sure.
yeah, it's very back and forth. But it does show a lot of these two decks do have a lot of cool new pieces to play with. I think Blue Hybrid will be very interesting to see how that deck evolves, because it has a lot of new things that you can work with. A lot of new avenues with the Zudomon, and even we didn't get to see a lot of it here, but the Goemon is really cool as well because you're getting a free strip every turn, and then if you have a 4 that's gone on top of it, if your opponent ends up deleting that afterwards, then you just get to play it out for free to help maintain some aggro on the board. So a lot of cool new stuff for both of these decks.
Yep. All right, everyone. That was Blue Hybrids versus 4 Great Dragons. We'll see you in the next video.